Hi everyone, it's week 8. We're about halfway through the class, if you can believe it. Can't believe we've made it this far. I'm going to give you an overview of week 8. I'm just brought up the homepage here for our class because I did post some directions here on where to find your feedback for your project assignments. I know this last week you did the worksheet 1, and this announcement will give you directions on where to find that feedback that I attached, both in the form of notes on your assignment and then also in the form of some notes on the rubric itself, which it's important you're using that rubric so you know the expectations of the assignment. So let's go to course content and look what we're up to this week in week 8. Scrolling down. Our theme this week is intercultural competence and business. Intercultural competence is really the skill we're trying to teach you in this course, which is about global business skills. So intercultural competence means that you are going to be able to move across borders, able to communicate with people from other cultures, and able to understand cultures. So if you're an interculturally competent person, you do this really well. You're able to navigate between different cultures and learn from different cultures and use those skills in how you do business. Let's take a look here at our learning outcomes for this week. First is to define intercultural competence, which I kind of did for you here, and you'll also see in the videos and readings for this week. Demonstrate skills needed to work globally. Explore strategies about how to do business in another culture. Those are our basic learning outcomes for this week. Next, you'll have your readings and videos. There's some really good ones in there this week. Take your time on those and get that information down so that you'll be able to respond to the quiz, which we also have a quiz this week. The second thing on the list here is your project preparation worksheet 2, cultural profile and cultural interview. So the main thing I want to emphasize to you in this intro video is that you're going to need some time. So if you're watching this on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to need some extra time this week to arrange the interview and to conduct the interview. You can video the interview, you can transcribe the interview, but it should be in-depth, and it should really be an attempt for you to try to gain cultural information from a person who is from that culture, which is the best way to gain cultural information. Recognizing that it's just one person's cultural information, and you'll still have to use some of those generalizations we've talked about, some of those cultural dimensions that Hofstede and others have talked about to define the culture. So that's a very important worksheet this week. You've seen already how worksheet 1 went. The goal is to be thorough in your responses. Use the rubric to understand the expectations of the assignment. The rubric can be found in this folder about final country project, overview and drop boxes for progress sheets. Use that rubric to understand the expectations. Then there's also a graded discussion here about feedback. So I've just told you about where to find your feedback in the course. We need to discuss how do we give and receive feedback in different cultures. And that's what this discussion group is about. When you're working with people from other cultures, which is probably a lot of what you're going to be doing once you complete your degree here at Kirkwood, you need to understand that communication is different, just interpersonal communication, but also if you have to work with someone on a team, or if you supervise someone, or if someone supervises you who's from another culture, that giving and receiving feedback is a very cultural thing, and there's many different ways to do that. So this is a really interesting chapter in your Globe Smart textbook about giving and receiving feedback, and we'll have some discussion on that. And I already mentioned the quiz. So that's what we have this week. Hope you enjoy the week.